Greetings and well met. I'm Heavy Metal Cowboy, aka Steve Dorning, and welcome to the Grindstone. For those of you who have never experienced Space Engineers, I highly recommend it. It is a block building game. You've got two different modes. You've got creative and survival, which is what I play under most of the time. I mean, creative is kind of like cheating to me. Everything's made for you. You don't have to use oxygen, and that's kind of a space game. I mean, oxygen is kind of important. This particular game that I'm setting up right here, I've been playing on a while. I've already got a base made and several vehicles and whatnot. I'm using a mod, a Stargate mod, which the first time I heard about a Stargate mod on Space Engineers, I was like, that would be awesome. So I had to go and look it up. And I've looked it up, and so far I haven't been real impressed with it because I haven't done a whole lot with the Stargate. For one thing, I used a Stargate Cedar mod, and I'm not sure if it works with the updated version of the Stargate mod. But what it's supposed to do is you've got several planets in your game, and it spawns random stargates on these planets and asteroids and things, and you get to locate them and adventure through the gate, which is a lot like what happened in the series. And I really loved the series, all but I even liked Stargate Universe pretty good, but it was kind of depressing. My wife used to call it Stargate Oh No, because every episode, it was something new, some new major disaster that was fixing to happen. Oh man, loading time on these things kill me. That's why I quit playing Gary's mod. Is the loading time was just ludicrous on it. Every time that you added a mod, it added to your loading time too. And when you've got two kids that play that and they like to add mods to your game, then there's longer waiting times, much longer. But this is just to give you a taste of what I'm going to be recording and kind of let you know how my channel is going to go. I will probably start a brand new survival series, and usually when I'm playing survival, I leave all the hazards on, talking about wolves and the alien spiders and the drones. Pirates are always on. All the dangers, because I feel like it's just more of a challenge, which the wolves are awful on the Earth planet. When I first started playing, they chewed everything up, and I was surprised because I'd never played the game before, and I just jumped right in to try and see what the play would be like. And the wolves are just, they're awful. I'm serious. They chew everything up. You put down a light armor block, and they're on it in no time, and they will chew it up in no time flat. I'm talking seconds. You've got to be ready to shoot them down in a hurry. And so I really didn't like that too much. I learned to cope, but after much frustration and trial and error, which caused a lot of serious problems. But since then, I've found this mod that I really like, and I'm going to give a shout out to it. It's zombies. You change the wolves to zombies, and they're a lot easier to hit with your machine gun, which is that one, which is not on your hotbar by default. What's up with that? I'm not real sure why they did that, because in a survival situation, my gun's going to be at the ready. That's just common sense. When I first started playing, I tried to spawn on the planet and was immediately beset by wolves and killed several times over, because the machine gun is not on your hotbar by default. And when you're trying to get your gun out of your backpack while running from wolves, that don't go over real well. Really need to remove that sensor. I've got an automatic sensor set up down here so that when I get close to the doors, it opens the doors for me, so I don't have to mess with it. pretty sweet. I took the one out on the other side because I was doing a lot of work over here on top of the base, and kept setting it off. It was kind of annoying. I even trapped a zombie in there at one point. Let me show you the zombies. I think this one got shot at. He may still be alive. I think he's out of range. Yeah, if I land, he's going to come after me. Is that not cool? Yeah, come on. That is cool. It's kind of ugly. Where are you going? Go over there and get killed. I thought he'd attack me first, but he decided he wanted to go after my base. I'd turn him over, but physics and all, you can't move them around that much. Anyway, they drop parts and everything just like the wolves do. All it does is changes the looks of them to zombies and the way they attack to the yeah thing that they do. And they're not as aggressive as the wolves. Oh my gosh, the wolves were awful. At one point I had the wolves chew off the wheels of one of my vehicles while I was driving it. It was bad because apparently there was a sound glitch and I couldn't hear them, and I had fenders on this buggy that I'd made. It was a solar buggy, and they got under the fenders, and since I was driving it from third person view, I couldn't see them, so they effectively chewed off one of my wheels before I realized that they were there. And I got out to see what was going on and found out, hey, I've got a whole pack of wolves underneath the fenders. I'm gonna give you a tour here. This is my bulldog, which I've got a couple of mods on it that are not standard. There's stuff in there that's not exactly legal. Sewer shark reference for those of you that's old enough to remember that game. The bulldog, I got its name from Shadowrun. Kind of like the first van that you pick up as a shadow runner. You get a cheap van that can hold all your crew. I made it with remote control block as control, so that I could just use a passenger seat and I didn't have to get inside a cockpit. Since I am on an Earth planet with plenty of oxygen, you'll notice my helmet is off. But that's with the helmet on. I like the helmet mod that's there. And that's the bulldog in a nutshell. It's got a small assembler on it, which is a mod. A small refinery, also a mod. And pretty much all the small blocks here, the medical bay, the refinery, and the assembler are not normally small enough to fit on a small block grid. What I mean by small block grid is that's a large block. That's what my base is built out of. Let me put one down here and build it up. See, that is a large block. Okay, that's what this whole base is made out of. By chaining those together, and at the same time, this is made out of small blocks. Now each one is its own separate grid. If I put a generator on this right here, or a reactor I say, and it will power anything that is connected to this big block grid. If I put a reactor on this, it will power everything that's on the small block grid and not what's on the big block grid. Two separate things, unless you connect them somehow. And we'll get into that as we go along. My base, okay. This was set up after much heartache and much trial and error, and I took a cue from Epic Tech there. I put a sensor on the side of my oxygen generator, and that way it doesn't waste energy unless I'm standing here at it. What it does is it creates hydrogen. Now know that sounds funny because it's an oxygen generator, but as a byproduct, it's supposed to generate hydrogen, which is what my jetpack uses. And without it, life is so much harder on the planet. See, they are very helpful for getting around and for building on top of things and what have you. This is my glider scout ship. It is the Sparrow. It looks like it's solar powered, but it's actually not. There is a reactor on it, large reactors for a small block grid. But it's built off of a modular fighter cockpit, which is another mod. There's several mods. I probably don't need to go into a whole lot of detail on these mods that I'm using, but when I go to play the basic survival campaign, I won't have all those mods on there. Probably gonna play it pretty vanilla. And what vanilla means is basic, what comes in the box, straight out of the box. Anyway, that is just awesome. The place looks awesome. But that's pretty much it in a nutshell. That's what I'm going to be doing on this Let's Play series. I hope you enjoy yourself and just have fun. That's what I'm out here to do. If you've got suggestions or comments, post them in the comment section below, and be sure and hit the like and subscribe button. And join me on my adventures as I try to survive in outer space. Perhaps try and make it to space first. I don't know. I may start in space. Haven't decided yet. If you got a preference, post it in the comments and maybe I'll do that. What would you like to see? Anyway, I am Heavy Metal Cowboy, signing off. Until next time.